because I'm here to help you. However, if you ask me a rude question, a question that might hurt my feelings or might be a little bit too personal, think about it like this. If you were in school, did you put your hand up and say, "Miss, can we go on a date?" No, you didn't. So don't do it now, okay? Please, thank you very much. Emily, but for reals, will you straight up marry me right now? Absolutely not, sir. I'm sorry, okay? Sorry. So, anyways, the first thing that I always say to you is if you are ready to participate in class today, say hello. Don't be angry at me. Don't be angry at me, Jack, okay? Say hello. Don't be scared to say hello, okay? And don't be afraid to tell me, how are you getting on? How are you getting on these days? What's happening? Thank you, Supeng. I appreciate it. How are you getting on? You know me, guys. If there's one thing that you should know about me is that I never ever say, how are you? I always say it in a difficult way, in an annoying way. So I say, how are you getting on? How are you getting on? It just means, how are you? It's exactly the same as saying, how are you? So your response would be like, I'm good, thanks. That's it. For some reason, we do this. I don't know why in English. We try to make life so much more complicated. Working during holidays, bad routine. Henry, I'm so sorry, man. That sounds terrible. Can't complain, says Hajar. How are you getting on? I don't pronounce the G, but you're right, getting on, right? How are you getting on? It's the same with how are you. It's the same thing, yeah. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Okay, you're interested in joining my classes. Fantastic. My English is very bad. Ibrahima, don't worry, okay? You're here to practice. That's the most important thing. Okay, I'm doing good. How are you getting on? What's the problem, Guerrera? How are you getting on? Answer the question. Stop telling me to continue. Answer the question first. What does it mean? How are you getting on just means how are you? This getting on is just an extra thing. It means exactly the same. How are you and how are you getting on? Get on can sometimes mean continue. If I say get on with it, continue with it. But if I say how are you getting on? It just means what's happening. You okay? Right? I'm great. Pretty well. A bit like the weather. What, hot? Dang. Okay. Wonderful. Good. I'm doing good. How about you? Thank you for asking, Ruhama. I'm doing good, thank you. I'm a little bit sick. I'm still, as you remember, you may remember in the last class, I said this yesterday, I'm hanging on by a thread. I'm hanging on by a thread. It means I feel like I'm going to fall asleep. I'm just joking. I'm not actually hanging on by a thread. I'm doing okay, but I'm just a little bit under the weather. As somebody said in the chat, under the weather, just a tiny bit, okay? So, wonderful. Now, I have another question. Because I think, well, there's a lot of people in the chat here, but I think that we can ask this question, and I think I'm going to try my hardest to write those answers. Yeah, I know, right? The hotel is fully booked here in Emily class. Hello, everybody. By the way, if you are just joining now, please consider following me because I teach English on TikTok 5 days a week. 5 beautiful days a week, okay? Wonderful. What is... ¿Por qué cuando escucho lo que hablan no escucho su significado? What you need to listen to are the words that are emphasized in the conversation. Normally it's the lexical words, like nouns and verbs, okay? But normally it's because people, when they are talking, they're not talking for you, they're talking to each other, which means that they're talking very quickly, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? But anyways, like I said, if you are interested in spending some time with me here on TikTok, please consider following me because I go live on TikTok all the time. On top of that, you may consider the possibility of joining my English learning community. Okay, you can have a look with the service button down below and send me a message if you're interested, because I teach English in a very similar way to the way that I teach English here on TikTok, with a lot of patience, a lot of shouting, and a lot of jokes. It's good fun. I promise that you will enjoy it, okay? As you can see here, well, ignore this bit, there's no free trial anymore, but standard membership is $9 per month and you can cancel when you want. So, I'm so many messages behind because I'm always so many messages behind. I'm sorry, everybody. Do you teach kids? I do teach kids, but I teach them privately. I do not have group classes for children yet. Maybe in the future, okay? Anyway, by the way is an expression that means like you have some extra information. So I can be like, by the way, did you know? That kind of thing. Bye, Johnny. You'll be missed. You're an absolute G. I hope you're okay. See you later. So, a question that I wanted to ask you, and I'm going to try my best to read the answers, is, where are you from? Where are you from? This is a question that I often like to ask because I just want to know where my wonderful viewers are hailing from, okay? Can you give me free joined class? Is this class not free? I don't understand. Sweden, wonderful, very fast. Home, me too. Is it the same home, I wonder? Kazakhstan, Ecuador. I teach the parents of kids. I teach the parents of children more than I teach well, actually, it's a little bit of both. Brazil, Kenya, VIP, what does it mean? It means very important person. Sudan, Palestine, Argentina. I do not have a WhatsApp group. I have an online community which has an app. You can download the app, okay? Morocco, Myanmar, Ethiopia, Earth, General. I'm from Madrid, Spain. I live in Madrid. I live in your house. Thank you, Ayad. That's so kind. Thank you for the hand heart. That's very sweet. Ireland, is this online class free? This one right now, yes. Don't worry, I'm not going to turn around and be like, okay. Because I'm not going to continue teaching until you send me money. That would be evil. That would be very, very cruel. Your English and Spanish are so good. I wasn't sure which one is your native language. My favorite is that sometimes people think that I'm from Spain. Pero tan pronto como yo empiece a hablar español así, todo el mundo se da cuenta. Oh, it annoys everybody, but it's my favorite thing to do. I'm from Nepal, Sudan, fantastic, Kenya. I'm so many messages behind. Thank you, Yaya, and my grandma, for the Mr. Horsey. Guys, I have a really sad story about Mr. Horsey today. I dropped him in a puddle. I'm just gonna write that. I dropped Mr. Horsey in a puddle. This is a puddle. 1 minute, I have a blue pen. I'll continue reading your, it's like water. Right? There was some water on the floor and I dropped him by accident. And he's a little bit wet. I'm sorry, Mr. Horsey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you all wet and stuff. Anyways, I'm sorry. Ukraine, Morocco, Ethiopia, Finland. Hello, teacher. I'm from Brazil. Fantastic, Patricia. Welcome. Ecuador, Brazil. Fantastic, fantastic. Ireland, Romania, Haiti, Indonesia, Morocco, Germany, Rwanda. Where are you at? I'm at your house. Fantastic, France, Mauritius, South Africa, Maryland, Senegal, Cameroon, Tanzania, Ghana. Wonderful, wonderful. From Thailand, Algeria. Fantastic. welcome. Peru, but living in Madrid, Palestine, Zambia, Nigeria. Wonderful. Okay, we have so many people from so many places once again. And I just want to say thank you so much for spending your time, your afternoon here with me. Okay, spending some time with me, learning some English. All right, it's fantastic. We've got some people from Brazil, from Russia, from Guatemala, from Paraguay, from Ivory Coast, Uganda. Okay, that's awesome. That's really great. From China, from Congo, amazing. Hello, do you get... can you suggest a book name, just 1 week read when has improved my English? I don't know. It depends on how much time you've got. And also I wouldn't necessarily recommend a book to improve your English, you know? So you're kind of preaching to the wrong choir there, my friend, because I would not necessarily recommend a book. So, another question for you then. A more personal question. A more personal question. By the way, thank you for writing the country that you are from. And if you are writing in the chat, let's continue with class now. This is a TikTok live session. I don't know if that was clear before. You are on TikTok. I'm not like, you know, those... You know, because everybody has an AI girlfriend now. I'm not like an AI chatbot that says like, okay, hi, yep, whatever your wish is my command, master. No. No, I'm a real person with a whiteboard. Anyways, you don't have to pay anything for this lesson, my friend, because this is free, okay? I wonder if at any point I will get to the actual lesson part of the lesson. I'm just kidding. It's nice to get to know my lovely students. However, if you are interested in joining my but also remember that you can simply tap my profile picture and tap the link in my profile, and you can find even more interesting things like my podcast, my YouTube channel, and of course, most importantly to me, my online community, my school community. Okay, thank you so much for the gifts, everybody. Thank you, Mohammed. That's very kind of you. You are sweeties. But more than anything, you know me, guys, I don't like to ask for gifts here on TikTok. But if you could follow me, that's awesome, because I'm trying to get to 50,000 followers right now. So it'd be really, really cool if we could get there this week. I wonder if it's possible. Anyways, do we get certificates? I mean, I was thinking about making a course where you can get a certificate at the end of the course, but I haven't decided yet. That is something that I am working on. I'm working on it. Oh, my pen. Sorry about that. A little bit emotional about the pen. Somebody asked me in the chat if I got my board rubber bag. Yeah, I found it. I'm working on it. Oh my god, that really scared me. I'm working on it. Could you tell that scared me? I shook. Thank you. Now I'm an IELTS student. Do you have any tips to improve my IELTS score? It depends on what score you're improving from, but I do have an IELTS class. So if you're interested in joining, you probably should consider it. Sorry, madam, I'm working night shift today. Oh, man. Sorry about that, dude. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm improving. So, anyway, I wonder if I will ever get to asking you this very important question. I would love to know. Thank you for the gift. I really appreciate it. What is your dream job? What is your dream job? What is your dream job? I would love to know. Guys, if you're interested about my English learning community, please use the service button to contact me, okay? Level hard, OMG. Yeah, I know this question is not necessarily hard, but we'll get there. Don't worry. Okay, I'd like to be a nurse. I'd like to be a pilot, a teacher. Can you be specific? What kind of teacher? What kind of pilot? What kind of photographer? What kind of things would you like to photograph? I'm very curious about this. Wonderful princess without a job. Unfortunately, life is cruel. I'm sorry about that. I wish that I was also a princess without a job. Alas. Traveling and eating, not a job. Unless you find a job where part of the responsibility is traveling and eating. I mean, it is a thing that you can do, right? Photographer, teacher, can I use your lessons for my IELTS exam? I have an IELTS class. Right now, this IELTS class has 2 students that attend it, so it probably would be a good idea to join, okay? This is for premium members. Premium members get access to 4 classes per week minimum. So, you know, if you're interested, press the service button down below, send me a message, please, and I will give you all of the information that you may need. To be a dance teacher, doctor, what kind of doctor? Tell me more. A vet, a singer like J-Lo, nice. A professor of the English language, Thank you, Christian, your very first gift, that's very sweet of you. I actually didn't have any coffee today, and I need coffee, and I'm feeling quite sad about it. Wonderful, I'm actually an English teacher, so you've achieved your dreams. A chartered accountant, I'd like to be a dentist, I'd like to be president. I want to be highly professional. What does that mean? Highly professional in what? A leader of what? Be specific, guys. Don't be scared. I want to know what you want to do. Me. What's your dream job? Me? I mean, I guess. Me. Or you? I'm confused now. Doctor, life skill teacher, professional teacher. What are you implying? What are you implying, Rindy? Are you implying that there are professional teachers and unprofessional teachers? I suppose if that is true, actually. And I suppose that by definition I am an unprofessional teacher because I'm on TikTok, messing around. Right? It's not very professional. What would happen if Ofsted came to give me a rating? I don't want to think about that, actually. A software engineer, a prince. It's not really a job, though. Speak French, please? No. This is an English class. Cleaner, that's okay. That's a great job. A noble profession indeed. Is it correct to tell? I want to be a doctor or a physical. Do you mean a physician? If we're confused about some of these words, this is a physician, somebody who monitors your health. But then there is also a physicist, which is someone who studies physics. There is a slight difference there, an important difference. Okay? Wow, we have so many messages. Photography, photographing everything, absolutely everything. Nothing will escape the wrath of Maya's photography. She's going to take pictures of everything, even if you don't want to. I will be a soap maker. Oh, I'm so jealous. I love soap. Isn't soap just fantastic? It's one of my favorite things. I have no dreams. My life has already been cut short. Saeed, you are alive. You can't possibly say that, my friend. I find that very difficult to believe, and I'm sure that we'll find a dream job for you. Now, is anybody having any doubts about the name of their profession? The name of their profession. It's important. It's really important that you know the difference between these words, actually. We have this word. We have the word profession. Profession. Okay? We also have the word job. Job. And we also have the word work. A lot of people get these two words mixed up. Oh my goodness. Job and work, very, very easy to mix up. You don't know the name of your profession? I want to become an electronician. Do you mean an electrician? An electrician. Had a really difficult time with the letter E there. I don't know what happened. An electrician. Okay, a nun. Cool, Julia. A doctor for ladies. Are you a lady? Interesting. A physician is the same as a chiropractor. A chiropractor is a little bit different. A chiropractor can do some things that a physician can do, but not everything. I believe that chiropractors just like work on bone placement and things like that. A flight attendant or a steward or a stewardess if you're a lady. A rock star, cool. English and economics, politics teacher at grammar schools in Germany. Specific Matthew Taylor's version. I appreciate it. Nice. So, The way that I like to see it is that when you talk about the profession of a job, you're talking about the sector. So, for example, in my case, being a teacher isn't necessarily a profession, but teaching is. The art of teaching is a profession. So, professions and jobs are not necessarily the same. The word profession covers the whole sector and the type of thing that happens in that sector. A job is, very important, countable, okay? You can count it, which means that if you say the word job, you have a job. You don't say, I have job, I do job. A job is a title. So, for example, my job title is English teacher, right? My job title is English teacher. Whereas somebody else's job title might be electrician or physicist or software engineer, okay? Work is uncountable. When we're talking about jobs and careers, okay, work is uncountable, and it talks about all of the tasks that you have to complete in order to be someone who works in that job, right? So it is a verb. I could say, oh, I work every day, right? But I can also say that I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of work to do. Sometimes I hear people saying that I have a lot of job. Because job is countable. You have one job. Some people have multiple jobs. Maybe they have different titles from different companies. That is true in my case. I have multiple jobs. But I have a lot of work. Okay? I don't have one work. I have work to do. This is an important distinction that you should know. If this information is new to you today, could you please consider following me? You know me, guys. I try my best to teach you something new every single time I go live on TikTok. So if you're finding this lesson relatively interesting today, please consider following me, because this is something that I hear quite a lot in the English language. I have a lot of job. No, I have a lot of work. You have one job. Or maybe you have different companies that hire you. But these are just different jobs, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Despina, for the Mr. Horsey. I dropped Mr. Horsey in a puddle today, Despina, so he's a bit wet. I feel so bad for it. I feel terrible. Anyways, thank you so much for following me, everybody. I really appreciate it. Shall we continue? So I asked you about work because when you apply for a job, when you get a job, you have to make an application, right? You have to make an application. And normally, a really typical question that you see in an application or in an interview is something like this. I'm going to write it in a different colour for fun. Oh, wait. This is a very typical question that you see in a job application or in an interview. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay? What are your direct days and the precise hour? If you're talking about my group classes, all of that information can be found in the calendar, okay? The calendar can be found in the link in my bio, or you can contact me, have a look at my services, and I will send you the calendar myself, okay? The reason that I'm not sending be really mad at me. On Mondays, there are no classes in summer, but in September and October, there will be classes. You can guarantee that all of the classes happen after TikTok lives, okay? So they happen at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, okay? So, 7, 8, 9 o'clock for me in the UK. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So what happens is that they're asking a very simple question, right? This is the present. This is now, right? Now. And this is, let's say that this is 10 years into the future, so we'll call this 2036. So this is 2031. Okay? So, what happens in this question is that the person who is explaining or asking this question wants to know what you will be doing, what you will be achieving at this point, okay? So obviously, the answer to this question will not be something like this: I am working in your company. I am working in your company. Problem number 1 about this sentence is that it is in the present continuous. So it's not the correct grammar anyway. Problem number 2 is that, I'm working only refers to things that are in the present. What is happening? I said, how are you doing? It's because it's in the present continuous. I'm asking you about right now, okay? But if I say, I'm working in your company, also, it's just a bad answer to an interview question. Even if you use the correct tense, it sounds a little bit bad, okay? Now, we have 2 options. If we want to say, if we want to answer this, where do you see yourself in 5 years? We're talking about 5 years into the future. So we can't use the past. Somebody in the chat there said, I was working there. Well, if you're in an interview, you're not working there. Aisha, same situation for you. If you're not working there, then you can't even say, I am working in your company, right? You just can't say that. So we have 2 options, all right? We can use the future continuous to show that something will lot of people in the chat writing their own example of what that might be. So for example, you could say, I will be working in sales or something like this, right? Thank you, people in the chat, for your philosophical answers to these questions, such as, we don't know what will be happening in 5 years. So real, very true. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can avoid the inevitability of somebody asking you this question in a job interview. So just because you are really philosophical about it doesn't mean that the person who is listening to you will accept that answer. Now, Saeed said that this is the future simple, but not quite. It is the future continuous, because we have will, I'm going to get my red pen of grammar, will, be, and then we have this gerund, which is always a good indication of the continuous tense. Okay, I will be working. I will be working. I'm going to rub this off very quickly. So, I can answer using that kind of grammar. Remember the question? I hate these pens so much, oh my goodness. That one's been bin. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So we have the option of saying, I will be doing something continuously. But we also have the option of saying, what will we have achieved? And we really have to think carefully about this question. What will we have achieved? Specifically, what will we have achieved in 5 years? What will we have achieved in 5 years? Now, this is the future perfect. This is the future perfect. So let me get my timeline once again. This is now, okay? And this is 2040 or something like that. And this is 5 years in the future, okay? Now, I could say that actually after only 2 years, I got a promotion, and I became like the boss or something. And then a year later, I went from manager to CEO. And then, I don't know, like maybe a year after, I got married and had kids, things like this, right? So, when I finally arrive at this time, I travel into the future and then I look back at the things that I have achieved. What can I say about those things that I achieved? They're not happening in 2031, they happened before, but I still have to say what happened. And that's why I use the future perfect. So, for example, I could say, I will have become a manager. I will have become a manager. Remember, the question is, what will we have achieved in 5 years? So the answer is, in 5 years, I will have become a manager. I will have become a manager, okay? What about, I will have become the CEO? That's something that I can say happened when I go travel into the future and then look back at what I have achieved. I will have become a pastor. I will have realized that I should have never applied to this job. Jojo, sassy, I like it. That was good. Okay, excellent, excellent. I will have finished my project. Beautiful. Okay. Have been? Yes, Eman. What about it? You have to be more specific there. Okay, so let me ask you a more specific question then. Because this question, where do you see yourself in 5 years, is a little bit boring. Okay, I want you to think a little bit more intimately. I want you to think about yourselves in a bit more detail, please. So, here's what we're going to do. Think about 2026. Right now, it's July, okay? It's July. No, it's not. It's July, guys. No, it's August. Oof, it's August already. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. So if I ask you this question, what will you have done by 2027? What does that mean? It means when 2027 arrives, because that's what by means, by the way. The word by with a future expression means before. Okay, before. So if I say, what will you have done by 2027? I'm telling you to think about going into the future, get into the 1st of January 2027 and looking back into the past, September, October, November, December. What happened in that time? What will you have done? So, for example, in my case, this is my plan for myself. It's a true story. I will have moved house. I will have moved house. Listen to the way that I say it. I will have moved house. This is something that I plan to do in the future. So when I get to 2027, Maybe I did it in September, October, November. I will have done my level 2 English course. Fantastic. I will have applied again for a contract in a museum. Amazing, Despina, that's fantastic. By this time next year, I will have finished my studies. Listen to the way that I'm even saying it. I don't even say will have. I say will have. Will have. Okay? Okay, by this, I will have completed my project by 2027. Fantastic. Really nice. Will have. Yeah, very good. Are you English? Yes, I am English. As you can see here, it says that I'm from England, and it is true. It doesn't lie. I will have improved my speaking English skill. Fantastic. I will have travelled abroad. Very nice. Zakaria, I'm going to call you out on this one because it's almost right. Okay. Let's assume that you are pregnant and you're having a baby, okay? You said, I will have my beautiful girl. But one thing that's really important about the perfect tense is that if we have this word have, we need a past participle. But in your sentence, you put the word have, and then you say girl. So that's a noun. And that's not quite right. Can somebody change this sentence to make it sound correct? It's kind of difficult, but let's see what people say. I will have done so many things like being a president. Nice. I will have done my EILS test. I will have recovered from my shoulder. Very good. Well done, everybody. I will have finished the first year in Masters. Congratulations. I will have gotten married. Okay. Oh my goodness. Ali, get your own live, dog. What can I say, homeboy? You gotta get your own live. I shall have, no, we're trying to use the future perfect here. I'll have improved my English. I will have had, exactly, I said that, very good, Super Bowl, beautiful stuff. So, I will have had my beautiful girl. Have had is okay together because we have the word will, we need the word have, but we need a past participle. And you have a baby. You don't make a baby or do a baby. You have a baby. Had. I will have had my beautiful girl. Fantastic. Fantastic. What else will you have done by 2027, guys? Who can tell me? What about adding the word already? The word already, if you want to put the word already somewhere, you can put it between the word have and the past participle. Somewhere in the middle between the word have and the past participle. Okay? No worries, Zakaria. We're all here to learn. I have to leave. See you. Bye, Reich. Enjoy. Enjoy. I will have improved, remember your past participle, my English language, okay? Wonderful stuff. I will have forgotten where Emily is from, of course. Very good. Fantastic, fantastic. I will have completed my console collection. Awesome, awesome. That's amazing. Okay, guys, listen carefully, please. Now, a lot of you are here. Hello. Once again, we have a lot of people in the classroom today, and I just want to say thank you because there are so many people here, and I don't even know where to look. There are so many fantastic people in the chat. Just to let you know, we're going to be here for another 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes left. You've got 20 minutes to enjoy the class. Thank you, Pedro, for the gifts. I really appreciate it. Please remember that as much as I appreciate your gifts and things like that here on TikTok, there are two things that matter to me a little bit more than that. The first thing is, well, I go live on TikTok 5 days a week, so you should probably follow me to know when I go live next, okay? The second thing is, if you want more focused practice, if you want to pass your IELTS exam, or if you want to start speaking English properly, then the best thing that I would recommend is to join my English learning community, okay? If you're curious about it and you've never heard of it before, or maybe you just want to learn more about how the group classes work before you make the decision and make the payment, then please go ahead and contact me using the service button down below, okay? You can also tap the link in my profile and it will take you to my podcast, my YouTube channel, and other related beautiful things. You can even go on Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a coffee if you'd like to. Although they're not coffees, they are apples for Mr. Horsey, and he is a little bit wet, so I think he would appreciate an apple. Really sorry again, Mr. Horsey, for dropping you in a puddle. I didn't mean to. But anyways, regardless, I go live on TikTok at around this time from Sunday till Thursday. Friday and Saturday, I take a break, okay? Right now, I'm not accepting any private students. Thank you, Squishy Lover. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Did you send me two? That's so kind. Thanks. But yeah, I'm not accepting any private students because I simply do not have... Do not... Don't laugh. Sorry. A very... I'll explain later. Yeah, I don't have any time right now, so I'm not accepting private students for the moment. However, in a couple of weeks, I will be opening my availability once again. Sorry, I started laughing then because there is a guy. I don't know if anybody knows him. There's 1,600 people in here. Does anybody know Shoe Nice? He was a really famous YouTuber from like years ago. And one of my favorite things that he did was he used to just eat like the most ridiculous things. Like he used to eat like soap and put it on YouTube. And I just got a notification from Shoe Nice asking me to go live with him. He just sent me a message. So that's how I know I've really made it. But yes, thank you so much for saying that about the vibes that I bring. If you do enjoy these classes, please go ahead and follow me. But yeah, don't do what Shoe Nice doesn't eat. I don't think he does it anymore. I think the time has passed for him eating deodorant, but he did, and it was funny. And I used to watch him all the time. So it's really funny how things sort of go around, you know? But anyways, thank you so much for being here, everybody. But we've still got 20 minutes to go, all right? So stick around, don't go anywhere, and let's continue with some example questions, shall we? Like I said, if you are curious, I've got a really itchy nose today. If you are curious about my English learning platform, then please send me a message with the service button down below, okay? So, anyways, here's what we're going to do. I already asked you the question, what will you have done by 2027? But I want to be a bit more specific than that, okay? So I'm going to say, what will you have done by the end of the week? What will you have done by the end of the week? Now, remember what we said. The word by just means the word before. Okay, it's just the same as saying before. So before the end of the week, imagine that you can turn around and look at the things that happened in the past and say, what did you achieve? What have you done? Pedro, I want to stop the live for a second to congratulate Pedro because he has been watching my English classes for 500 minutes. Well done, Pedro. Excellent work. Okay. I will have bought a new dress. Nice enough. I will have bought a new dress. Wonderful. What else will people have done? What else will you have done? Let me know. I will have watched lots of English lessons on TikTok. Very good. I'm going to say I will have learned English on TikTok. You can get a lot done here on TikTok in terms of education. I hope so. I hope so, Luthia. I hope that I will have reached 50,000 followers. I've got a little bit of a surprise planned. It's not really a major surprise, but I thought that if we get to 50,000, I might do like a special stream, a special live class for all of to thank all of the people that have been here on the way. Thanks to all of you. Obviously, I'm still incredibly grateful that you are here today. But yeah, I'll have joined your private class. Oh, I hope so. That's great. I understand what you're saying. Does it mean that my English is good? It means that your listening skills are great, right? But I can't speak for your speaking skills and your writing skills. I just don't know, okay? So if you want me to give you a level test, I'm currently working on an option so that everybody can have a level test with me. But again, I'm working on it, so please bear with me, guys. I'm working this summer and it's been a little bit stressful, but it's not for long, and I'll get right back in the saddle with you guys, okay? I will have done my laundry. Fantastic. I will have done my laundry. By the end of the week, I will have done my laundry. How can you bought the ice cream yesterday? Now, if you're using yesterday, that's a past tense expression. So it's not possible to use will and yesterday in the same sentence, right? Okay. I will have visited Tandiwe. I will have visited. Don't forget that word have. Okay? I will have visited beautiful places. Remember that even though we're talking about the end of the week like it's in the past, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is in the past. It's still in the future. The end of the week hasn't happened yet. So we have to talk about it like it is in the past, but we need to use will have for this reason, okay? Good. My goal is which option should I choose? If you're looking to improve your speaking and your writing and you want to do it in an intensive way, then I would really recommend the premium option because I have a speaking club and a writing club. And you can join both whenever you're ready, okay? The choice is yours. So as soon as you join, you get a link for a level test with me. We have a conversation and then you can decide which classes work for you. But like I said, everybody, if you are interested in joining, please look at the calendar first. Don't make any financial decisions and then realize that the classes don't work for your specific timetable, okay? Anyways, so are you a police officer? Of the grammar? Certainly, I protect the grammar. Very nice. I will have visited my friends. Eve's very good. I will have bought a new car. I will have drunk, not drank. Drank is the past simple. Drunk is the past participle. Okay, laundry is endless. It goes on forever. I will have come back from vacation. Very good. I will have bought presents for my kids. I will have paid my debt. I will have enjoyed. Eli, you don't need to say I will have done enjoyed. Just I will have enjoyed. Okay? I will have retro revenge. I will have gotten my revenge. Really important that you have a past participle after the word have. So I will have gotten my revenge, not just I will have my revenge. Okay? Great. I will have visited my hometown. I will have bought a new car. How to speak English if you're quiet and you're embarrassed. It is a question that answers itself. How do you speak English if you don't want to speak? You speak. Okay, I know it's a horrible answer, but it's the reality. If you don't want to speak, it's normally because you are accustomed to people maybe laughing at you or correcting you in a rude way, and it just makes you not want to communicate. Now, I hate to, sell my own services, but one thing that is really special about my English learning community is that some of the members are speaking English for the very first time in there. So if you want to be one of those people that is also speaking for the first time, that's absolutely fine, okay? You're all learning together, and it's a beautiful thing to learn with other people who are on the same level as you, okay? But anyways, let's see some more. I will have learned English through TikTok. Okay, fantastic. We will have celebrated my daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to your daughter. I will have got a new job, or I will have gotten a new job. I will have enrolled for English classes. Fantastic. I will have finished repairing my motorbike. Okay, wonderful. I gotta go. Bye-bye. Okay, bye. Thank you for coming, though. I really appreciate it. I will have finished all my homework, okay? Wonderful, wonderful. Now, the final thing that I want to discuss with you today, because I think everybody has pretty much understood the grammar, which is great. It's really nice to see that everyone has understood everything. Are you feeling confident about this topic now? If I ask you to give a rating between 0 to 10 about how confident you are about using the future perfect, give me a number. Tell me what number you're feeling, okay? I would like to know, because I'm very nosy. Thank you, Catalin. Thank you for the Mr. Horsey. Couple of kisses for you. Oh, 4 kisses. Oh my goodness. 7, 8, 9. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's getting a little bit romantic here. Mr. Horsey is enjoying this quite a lot. Whoa, 17, 18. Do you think you can do it? 1, 1, 1, 1, what? It's not going to stop. I've noticed this. Oh my gosh, 26, 27. It's ridiculous. 31 kisses from Mr. Horsey. 35, 36. He's a little bit wet. Is it because you're enjoying it? Is that the reason why? Okay, more kisses for Mr. Horsey. Kiss, kiss, kiss. 1, 1, 1. How many have you sent? What is happening? Okay, we've got different numbers from people in the chat. They're saying 8, 9, 5, 7, 60, 64 kisses from Mr. Horsey. This is quite intense. I think, you know what, I'm just going to make him look at the camera until we're finished. 8, somebody said. 1.5, King replied. Don't say that. 10, 9, he's so excited that he's shaking with glee. This is amazing. 8, 10, 10, I will have done my kissings. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you, Cataline. 100 Mr. Horsies. He got a bit weird at the end now. He's he kind of enjoyed that, though. Thank you so much, Catalina. You're very kind. Thank you so much for the gift. I really, really appreciate it. I don't think Mr. Horsey has ever had this much attention in a live, but it's amazing. I tell you one thing about Mr. Horsey and then it's all the rage. I dropped him in a puddle and now he's getting all of this attention from people. It's beautiful stuff. But yes, if you're feeling more confident about using the future perfect now, that's fantastic. But remember what I said. It's one thing to listen to me and to practice by writing your answers in the chat, but it is a completely different thing to actually start speaking and start using the language in reality. So I'm sorry, because I understand that is a frustrating thing for people, but I do also provide the solution. Don't forget that if you are interested in joining my English learning community, it is only $9 per month and you can cancel whenever you want. Today you did not forget your eraser. That is true. That is true. So I believe that we have we have two things that I want to talk about. First of all is pronunciation. Pronunciation. Okay? So this is what we would call the future simple, okay? Oh, don't worry, Jack, about the Mr. Horsey video. I'm going to make a different video for this one. I've already got a surprise prepared, so panic not, okay? But, yeah, I know what you mean. It's a possibility. But anyways, thank you so much for the gifts, everybody, as well. I really appreciate it. But yeah, don't worry, Jack. I'm not going to have you in the dungeon working like crazy. Okay? So I will have plus a noun is an example of the future simple. This is not the future perfect. I will have ice cream. I will have dinosaurs. I will have a new friend. But if I say I will have with a past participle, this is a little bit different. This is the future perfect, as we just discussed. Right? It's the future perfect. Now, really important, really, really, really important. The word have, when it is the future simple, is emphasized because it's not always a part of this structure. It could be I will do, I will make, I will scream, I will play. Okay, so in this case, we have to pronounce I will have some ice cream. I will have a new friend. But in this case, have is always there. It's always a part of the sentence because we need it to form a perfect tense. So because we need it, what happens over time? Historically, that word becomes shorter and shorter and easier to say, to the point where you can barely hear it. I will have done my homework. I will have seen my friends. So this is actually more of an of sound. Of. I will have a new car. I will have bought a new car. Do you hear the difference? Very important. Teacher, I have a problem. Tell me, I have loads. How do you pronounce would have? Same. Of, right? Would have, because it's would have, okay? Would have. All right, nice. Lovely. Now, I promised a story time, and a story time I shall provide, okay? So, first of all, by the way, if you enjoyed that and if you found that pronunciation element interesting, please consider following me. Just as a little bit of a show-off thing about me, I've been teaching English as a second language for 12 years, and I promise you that I'm super duper qualified. Some people, when they're looking for an English teacher, they just think like, oh, she's from England. That means that she's got a British accent. That's enough. You shouldn't really search for that. To be honest, there are many non-native speakers that are actually much better at teaching English than natives are. So keep that in mind when you're finding a teacher for yourself. However, I promise that I'm super different. I'm just kidding. I'm qualified, okay? I've been teaching English for 12 years and I've done it in many, many different schools in multiple countries. So if you are doubting, which teacher to trust, you don't even need to worry about it because I go live on TikTok every 5 days a week. So you can just make the decision yourself like that, okay? But anyways, I believe I promised you a story and I have to provide that story, but I'm just trying to get you to follow me. Please. So I always show you some vocabulary if we have a story. So let's get on with it. Never mind. It sounds like I have to go because there's a fire alarm in the place that I'm working. So unfortunately, it's time for me to go. I will see you all some other time. Bye-bye. Sorry. Sorry.
أيضا القضايا الإجرائية الأخرى